do when you need to find something? Maybe you think really hard about where you last had it. Then you look everywhere. Up, down, inside, outside. If you still can't find it, you probably ask someone, "Mom, where's my retainer?" And most of the time, you find it. Unless it accidentally got dropped in here. But there is one thing you can always find. One thing that's always worth searching for. Wisdom. You won't find it under your bed or the bottom of your backpack. But whenever you need some answers, you can turn to God. Please help, God. I don't know what to do. You can find it written down in the pages of God's Word. Wise people see danger and go to a safe place. You can find it when you talk with wise people, like a parent or small group leader. As you grow in wisdom, it becomes easier to discover what you should do and do it. God can always help you figure it out. The more you learn to make wise choices, the more people around you will see God at work in you. That's why wisdom is an amazing way to worship God with your life. Because worship is about more than just singing loud. It's all about living loud.
Whenever I need some answers, God, I turn to you. You are my help when I need wisdom. You always see me through. To know that you're chasing after me, it makes me wanna run to where you are. God, you make this journey worth it. I give you all my heart. When I don't know what to do, you help me figure it out. God, I run to you. When I need a solution, I have no doubt that I will run to you. I run to you. I run to you. I run to you. I run to you. Wherever there is freedom, I know that's where you'll be. You make me wanna do what's right and be the best version of me. To know that you're chasing after me, it makes me wanna run to where you are. God, you make this journey worth it. I give you all my heart. When I don't know what to do, you help me figure it out. God, I run to you. When I need a solution, I have no doubt that I will run to you. I 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 don't wanna stop, I don't wanna stop living for you, for you. I don't wanna stop, I don't wanna stop running to you, God. I don't wanna stop, I don't wanna stop living for you, for you. I don't wanna stop, I don't wanna stop running to you, God. You're all I need, my source for everything. When I don't know what to do, you help me figure it out. I run to you. When I need a solution, I have no doubt that I will run to you. When I don't know what to do, you help me figure it out. God, I run to you. When I need a solution, I have no doubt that I will run to you. I run to you.
That was an awesome worship song. For the month of August at Lakeview Kids, we're going to be learning about wisdom. And wisdom is finding out what you should do and doing it. It's a great topic to start out our school year with. August monthly Bible verse comes from James chapter 1 verses 5. It says, "If any of you needs wisdom, you should ask God for it. He will give it to you. God gives freely to everyone and doesn't find fault." This week's bottom line states, wisdom is worth searching for. All right, let's get ready for our Bible story. We're going to dig deep, discover what matters most, and learn about wisdom.
Hello, adventurers! It's me, Haley, or as I'm known in treasure hunting circles, Arizona Haley! Or just Haley is fine. That's also fine. Today, we're hunting for treasure. Not just any treasure, mind you. The treasure of wisdom. Wisdom is finding out what you should do and doing it. Now, you may be thinking, wisdom doesn't sound like much of a treasure, but treasure can come in all shapes and sizes. Like this piece of pottery. It doesn't look like much, but if you look closer, closest, there. If I had to guess, I'd say this artifact is probably a few thousand years old. Phoenician, probably. These markings suggest that this pot could be of Carthaginian origin. Some archaeologists had to travel a long way to find this fragment. Who can say how much this piece is worth? I'm thinking 14, 15, $7.49. It looks like our archaeologist friend didn't have to travel so far after all. You see, you can find treasure anywhere. You can find it halfway across the world. Or you can find it at Frank's Pottery Emporium. Wisdom can be like that. For some wisdom, you may have to dig really deep or travel really far. But other times, like in today's story, wisdom is closer than you think. Ooh, I wonder what era this is from. Oh, this is just my coffee. Now that's what I call treasure. I'll see you soon when I am much more caffeinated. Bye.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Luke, chapter 2, verses 41 through 52.
When God sent His very own Son, Jesus, to earth, angels shouted the good news.
"Fear not, I bring you good news of great joy."
Shepherds and wise men journeyed to visit Jesus, and later, Mary and Joseph hurried to Egypt with their young son to keep him safe from King Herod. But Jesus wasn't always a baby or a young child. We don't know much about his early years, but he had to learn to walk and talk just like every other child.
Mama.
He probably learned from Joseph how to hammer nails and smooth pieces of wood for tables and wheels. We do know one very important story from the time Jesus was a boy. One of Jesus' followers, Luke, wrote it down many years later. He begins, "Every year Jesus' parents went to Jerusalem for the Passover feast. And when Jesus was 12 years old, they went up to the feast as usual."
Lentils, water skins, extra sandal straps. Jesus, run and tell your father we're packed and ready to leave.
Yes, Mother.
The trip from their home in Nazareth to Jerusalem took several days. Friends and family traveled together. Jesus likely spent the day with his cousins and friends, finding his parents at dinner time.
I brought sticks for the fire.
I'll start this stew.
We should reach Jerusalem by noon tomorrow.
We don't know what Jesus thought or felt when he saw the city of Jerusalem perched on the rocky hillside ahead. Years later, he would enter the city to the shouts of cheering crowds. But for now, Jesus was just a boy celebrating Passover with his family.
You remember where your cousins live, right?
We're staying with them again.
I can find it.
All week, families celebrated with relatives. Together, they enjoyed the Passover feast.
You, O Lord our God, have given us festival days for joy, in remembrance of the departure from Egypt. Blessed are you, O Lord our God.
When the feast was over, Mary and Joseph packed and began their trip home along the crowded roads. At the end of the day, they stopped to set up camp.
Jesus, can you start the cooking fire? Jesus?
I thought I saw him with... No, that was before we left the city.
Mary and Joseph searched through the nearby families, settling down for the evening.
Have you seen Jesus?
Not since he gave me the last potato pancake yesterday evening.
No one's seen him.
Since Jerusalem.
We left him in this city.
Frantic, Mary and Joseph hurried back to Jerusalem to search for their missing son. They immediately checked the home where they had been staying.
Very sorry, but I haven't seen him.
Mary and Joseph crisscrossed the entire city.
He loved the honey cakes from that bakery. Excuse me, have you seen a 12-year-old boy about this tall?
Dark brown robe.
Hair kind of sticks out over his ears.
Yes, like that.
Sorry, haven't seen him.
They may have checked the swimming hole or the stables, but Jesus was nowhere to be found. So Mary and Joseph paced the streets at wit's end.
He's just never gone off like this.
I don't think he's here. We've searched the whole city.
Everywhere except...
As Mary and Joseph turned the corner, high white walls rose ahead of them.
The temple! We'll check the courtyard.
Just in case.
The courtyard was filled with visitors still in the city for Passover. As they circled the open space, Mary froze.
Joseph, there!
Just ahead, they saw their son. Jesus was sitting with a group of teachers, listening and asking questions.
Teacher, isn't it always right to be kind, even if it means giving money to a beggar on the Sabbath?
The teachers nodded in agreement and amazement, but Mary and Joseph rushed forward.
Jesus!
Son, why have you treated us like this?
Grabbing her boy, Mary hugged Jesus so hard she nearly squeezed the air out of him.
Your father and I have been worried about you. We've been looking for you everywhere.
Why were you looking for me? Didn't you know I had to be in my father's house?
All I know is, no more stunts like this, okay?
Jesus returned to Nazareth with his parents, obeying everything they asked of him. As he grew wiser and stronger. He also became more and more pleasing to God and to others.
You want to know why wisdom is such a treasure? Because we have so many choices to make in our lives. Wisdom can help us know what to do and when to do it, what to say and how to say it, where to go, who to hang out with, all the choices. Wisdom is a very valuable treasure. So, where do we find wisdom? When Mary and Joseph were searching all over for Jesus, they found him in the temple asking questions and listening to wisdom from the teachers. So maybe we can search for wisdom from our church leaders. We can tell them how we're feeling and ask them questions when we're not sure of something. Or maybe we can search for wisdom from someone in our family. Your family probably knows you better than anyone, and they can help you make tough decisions in a way that no one else can. And there's another place that we can search for wisdom. Ta-da! The Bible is full of God's wisdom. Maybe you have one that looks like this. Or maybe you can find a Bible app on someone's phone, and then you should take some time to read it. Or have someone read it to you. Some people spend their lives searching for wisdom in the Bible. That's because wisdom is worth searching for. That's the one thing to remember today. Wisdom is worth searching for. Travel the world if you can, or look in your own home. But keep searching for wisdom. Valuable treasure awaits! Like this Etruscan urn shard. Ah! Hopefully that wasn't too valuable. Well, I will see you next time on our next adventure. I really hope we have some Etruscan glue.
Let's get ready for our review quiz. Finding out what you should do and doing it is A, worship, B, wisdom, or C, wonderful. The answer is B, wisdom. The next question is a fill in the blank. This week's bottom line is wisdom is worth blanking for. The answer is searching. This week's bottom line states wisdom is worth searching for. Next question. Our monthly Bible verse comes from what book of the Bible? Is it A, James, B, Proverbs, or C, Luke? The answer is A, James. Our monthly Bible verse comes from James chapter 1, verses 5. In this story, after Jesus was lost, where was he found? A, the stables, B, eating in the bakery, or C, in the temple with religious teachers? The answer is C, in the temple with religious leaders. Jesus' parents found him in the temple listening to the religious teachers speak, and he was asking questions, searching for wisdom. Last question. Where are places you can look, or people who you can get wisdom from? Here are some examples of where you can go. You can go to pastors and church leaders and ask them questions, or listen to them speak about God, or family members such as your moms, your dads, older brothers or sisters. And one of the best places to go is the Bible. It's God's breathed word. It's a great place to go if you have questions or you need instruction on how to live or do things. It's the best place to go. But all right, thank you all so much for coming and being with us today. I will see you next week. This is our last worship song. Bye.
It's Romans 1:16.
For I am